we are in the desert. I don't know if you feel your season like a journey through the desert. Even in this kind of experience, you can find something good, even knowing more yourself. What have you learned?
I learned many things. I mean, I think on the more experience you get, the more you learn. And every seasons, every races, every lap is different, and so you always grow from different situation. It's been a particularly challenging season because second part of last year we had the momentum with us. I think I was the driver with most points that scored most points in the second half. So you get into the first part of this season with big hopes, and then it's not exactly the way you want. But yeah, that's the way it's been this year, and that doesn't demotivate me. So surely it's been a tough one, but I'm still trying to do something special before the end of the year, starting with this weekend.
Thank you.
And Lewis, can we continue this theme with you? How do you look back on your first season with Ferrari?
I don't. Just look forwards.
Can we just talk about it a little bit in terms of...
Not really much to say. It's the results have shown there's some positives to take from it, and you just move forwards.
What positives can you take from this season?
Gelled in the team, and there's amazing passion within the team, and just good focus on for next year.
What's the biggest thing you've learned in the last 12 months or so?
Just probably to just rebounding, just getting back up.
Can we reflect very quickly on something you said after the race on Saturday evening in Vegas about not looking forward to next season? You've had a few days to reflect. The adrenaline is no longer in your body. Just do you still feel the same way now?
Well, I think probably at this, I'll be surprised if the other drivers are excited about next year at the end of a season, because you usually don't have a lot of energy at the end of a season. You're looking forward to time with family and stuff. So that's really, but I mean, look, that's just in the heat of frustration. Often there's a lot of frustration at the end of races, particularly when they haven't gone well. So no, I'm excited to see what the team build next year and to continue to build on with them.
And if the car performs better at these final couple of race weekends, will that change your outlook?
No.
Okay. What's possible, do you think, in Qatar this weekend?
I don't know. I think the car should be pretty decent in the areas that Carlos was mentioning in terms of speed profile. I think our car should be pretty good in those areas. So might be hard to keep up with the Red Bull, but I'm hoping for a better weekend.
Good luck.
Can a team like Ferrari survive media pressure, failure on the track, and the clash of egos between its drivers and management without imploding before the end of the season? After 22 grand prizes, the balance is devastating. 0 victories. And even more serious, there is no sense that the team is close to changing that dynamic. The only 7 podiums obtained all year have come from the hand of Charles Leclerc, while Lewis Hamilton, signed as the savior of the project, has experienced his most frustrating season as a professional driver. Not even in his initial years with McLaren had he experienced a campaign without full Grand Prix podiums. The only exception was a minor victory in a sprint race. But in the context of Ferrari, that hardly counts as consolation. What is truly alarming is not only the performance, but the emotional deterioration. The defeats have accumulated like layers of frustration, and that has broken the official discourse of calm. John Elkann, president of the Ferrari Group, broke his usual reserved posture and sent a message as direct as it was sharp. The engineers have done their job. What is missing comes from other places. It is time for the drivers to talk less and drive more. It's not just a veiled criticism. It is a cry of institutional frustration. A way of making it clear, in the diplomatic language of motorsports, that the management blames its stars for not releasing a car that, according to them, was improved. That message unleashed a media earthquake. The front pages in Italy were quick to talk about a divided Ferrari, without leadership, where the tension between drivers and managers is more than palpable. The comparison with Ferrari's success in the WEC, where they recently won the World Endurance title, served to reinforce the idea that Formula One is isolated, poorly managed, and lacking clear direction. While one Ferrari team celebrates titles in Bahrain, the other barely survives in the constructors' table. And the internal contrast is unbearable. Ferrari went from being the runner-up in 2024 to being relegated to 4th place, surpassed not only by McLaren, now the leader of the World Championship, but also by Mercedes and Red Bull. A free fall that cannot be justified solely with technical factors. Added to this is the fact that Hamilton has been widely surpassed by Leclerc, both in points and in classification. According to official counts, the Monégasque has won 17 qualifying sessions compared to only 5 for the British. A fact that weighs even more considering that Hamilton was brought in to lead a new cycle. In this context, Qatar does not appear as an opportunity for redemption, but as a possible symbolic end point. The SF25 has not received any significant updates for weeks. The team decided to freeze the development of the car to focus all its resources on the 2026 car, in the hope that the new regulations will allow the board to be reset. But that has also meant abandoning the current season in practice months before it ends. All of this is noticeable in the environment. What were once isolated gestures of frustration are now lost looks, curt responses, and a general aura of resignation. The most repeated word in the halls of Losail is not speed, but wear and tear. A wear and tear that not only affects the drivers, but all the members of a structure that promised to be a winner and has ended up being a factory of disappointment. And in this environment, any statement, any gesture or silence from Hamilton or Leclerc stops being an anecdote and becomes a political interpretation. The tension is such that the car is no longer analyzed but the story. Ferrari has stopped competing on the track to start fighting for control of its own narrative. The storm unleashed by John Elkann in Interlagos was not only an institutional wake-up call, it was an earthquake with shock waves that fully hit its two-star pilots. The question was immediate. How were Leclerc and Hamilton going to respond to a public reprimand, unprecedented in tone and timing, right in the final stretch of the team's most disappointing season in years? The most interesting thing about his speech was the way he referred to Elkann. He said they spoke several times a week, that he understood the president's passion and that he was not offended by his comments. But even that seemingly conciliatory statement reflects a clear distance. Hamilton does not defend Ferrari, he limits himself to justifying his own position. That difference is subtle but crucial. Here the real underlying problem emerges. Leclerc tries to construct a group speech, even if it is with rhetorical glue. Hamilton, on the other hand, is surviving on an individual level within a project that clearly has not supported him or given him the tools to compete at the level he expected. And that disconnection, although it is not verbalized, is seen, feels. It is projected in every interview, in every silence. In this dynamic, Elkann's message not only failed to achieve the desired effect, but has deepened the narrative rift. Leclerc interprets the president's words as pressure for constructive purposes. Hamilton as an institutional disaffection. And between the two, Ferrari's image becomes even more fragile. There is no longer a single voice. There is no longer a coherent message. Each protagonist speaks from their emotional trench, while the team tries to make up for a season that has completely gotten out of hand. And in the midst of everything, the paddock attends this show with a mixture of surprise and resignation. Because when drivers respond more to microphones than to traffic lights, when the management of statements becomes more critical than the development of the car, it becomes clear that Ferrari's true enemy is not Red Bull, nor McLaren, nor Mercedes. It's Ferrari itself. The 2025 Qatar Grand Prix represents more than just a simple race on the calendar. It is the stage where Ferrari inevitably exposes the terminal state of its current project. The SF25 arrives at the Losail route without improvements. No aerodynamic updates, no new components, not even an attempt to camouflage its stagnation with minor adjustments. The factory in Maranello stopped development weeks ago. The decision is clear and forceful. 2025 has been officially abandoned to focus all resources on the car of the new 2026 regulations. In a world as competitive as modern Formula One, that's almost a public admission of defeat. Freezing the car with 2 races remaining is not simply a rational strategy. It is a symbolic gesture that reveals internal priorities. Ferrari is not looking to win in Losail. It seeks to survive 2025 without the story of failure burying its credibility. The Qatar circuit also does not forgive. Its combination of fast corners, extreme tire degradation and high temperatures especially punishes cars with chronic aerodynamic balance problems. And that has been precisely the Achilles heel of the SF25 throughout the season. The car has shown erratic performance, fast in qualifying with little fuel and clean air, but unstable and fragile in the long run, especially when it must manage tires and a constant pace in traffic. This lack of consistency has systematically distanced him from the leading group. Do you think Ferrari will be able to rebuild in 2026? Or are we seeing the beginning of the end of an era that no longer finds a way to adapt to modern times? Does it make sense for Leclerc to continue betting on this project? Should Hamilton rethink his future before it's too late? Leave your opinion in the comments what you think about all this.